Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you wanted to join me today because today I'm going to go through everything that I ate last week. I vlogged every single meal I had for 7 days straight. And to be honest, that's something that can drive you a little nuts sometimes because you're always wondering, oh, is this portion going to look pretty enough or is this interesting to watch? I hope this is going to be interesting. This is a low-waste, vegan, plastic-free meals of the week kind of video, but it is a like quarantine self-isolation edition. So not everything is completely zero waste. I do in this video have some items that come in plastic. So the reason why I'm sort of gravitating towards these products a little bit now, it's not 100%, it's like a handful of items, but still I want to explain what that's all about because usually I dumpster dive. I have vlogs on my channel about how I dumpster dive and where and what and where and how you use everything and everything. And during these times I am not dumpster diving because I want to put my health first. So a lot of these things that are on clearance, I'm scared no one will dumpster dive them, so I am buying them in the store. I hope that made sense. I just really don't want any food to go to waste, especially like these vegan products. I also really want to support the brands and initiatives that promote veganism and make vegan products, especially during these times. Also, no one is 100% zero waste. That doesn't exist. It's an ideal that's just completely unattainable, and you shouldn't beat yourself over the head for trying to be zero waste and then buying a product in plastic because you need to. Like, you're good, fam. You're okay. So yeah, no one is perfect, neither am I. I want to be transparent and share everything with you. So this is going to be the meals that I ate last week, self-isolation edition. Okay, let's go. So sometimes I will have a smoothie for breakfast, but I won't have one of those like very unsubstantial smoothies that's practically just a juice. I will pour almond butter or peanut butter or hemp seeds or chia seeds or spinach or all these kinds of things in. Today was raspberries, frozen bananas, chia seeds and hemp seeds and peanut butter. But I will literally throw everything into these smoothies if that's what I have to do. I haven't had bread in my kitchen for quite some time at this point, which is why I'm not substituting with anything else. For lunch I had some leftover lentil sauce that I have used the past couple of nights, and I just keep this in my fridge or in my freezer, and then I can just use it if I don't really feel like cooking. And I ended up making this really delicious pasta recipe with bulk pasta and bulk lentils and spinach and nooch, aka crack, aka nutritional yeast. It was such a nice dish. I really liked it, and I have room for one more portion of lentil sauce in this jar, and I'm going to put that in my freezer, and then if there's a day where I really don't want to cook, I can use that as a backup. For dinner I really wanted to clear out a lot of the veggies that I had in my fridge that were about to go bad, so I decided to make a curry. That is literally my favorite thing to do with leftovers, food scraps and small pieces of veg and whatnot, because you can literally put everything in. So I had the sweet potato that I needed to use, and I had this jackfruit that I needed to use, and then I had like my good old staples that I use in my curries. I have my curry from China. I have been working my way through this jar of curry for over 2 years now. Yeehaw! And then I recently found in my Asian supermarket this sauce that is like a chili garlic oil, and it's super spicy and super delicious. So I put that in, which is why the chili is a little bit more red than it usually is. I usually make it very yellow. And this was such a delicious dish. I really enjoyed it. Oh gosh, it was so good. And this is one of those things that you can put everything in. So lentils, broccoli, tofu, everything. I also put some leftover noodles in with the rice. It was so delicious, guys. It was so good. Day number 2, we are starting out the day with a smoothie again. This has spinach, and I think I forgot to mention that the milk I am using is actually my own homemade almond milk. Several weeks ago I dumpster dived a ton of nuts, and I'm still using them to make milks and cookies and bread and everything. So this is the almond milk that I made myself. I have a recipe and it's down below. For lunch I had leftovers. Surprise! I warmed them up in the oven rather than warming them up in a pot because I feared that was going to like make everything really mushy. It's not the prettiest dish in the world, but it is really tasty. And I also added some bean sprouts on top, simply just to have a little bit of extra crunch. Then I divided the leftover curry into 2 jars and I put them in my freezer so I can always have some curry on hand. For dinner, I wanted something super crisp and nice, so I made this amazing crispy and delicious salad. And on the side I had potatoes, and then I also had these vegan sausages that I found in my local supermarket. These are really, really, really tasty. I've had them 1 or 2 times before, I think, and I stand. I also made a homemade dressing by mixing hummus, almond milk and chili paste together. That's a really solid dressing, honestly, and I really, really like it. Also because a lot of vegan dressings are either super expensive or just very heavily packaged. And this is nice if you're just looking for a little extra spice, a little extra dimension to your crisp salad. I also pickle my own red onions. I love the taste of pickled red onions, and I used to really hate it, but now I put them on everything, like literally everything, and it just adds like this little crispy sourness, and I like that from the vinegar. So peace out, that was second day. The breakfast of day 3 was a yogurt bowl I made with almonds on top, chia seeds, hemp seeds and chocolates, and I really, really liked it. The yogurt is the blueberry soy yogurt from Allpro, and I've had that a couple of times. It's really, really nice and tasty, and it was about to expire, so I made the exception and I got it. Usually I will not have yogurt, also because I'm not really a yogurt kind of girl, but also because it comes in Tetra Pak and I'm really not there for it. But yeah, it was about to expire, so here we are. Lunch actually also had some packaging. I made 2 pieces of rye bread with some vegan cold cuts, vegan mayo, fried onions and red onions on top, and I really, really liked how it tasted. These vegan cold cuts are from a Danish grocery store, and I really, really despise the packaging, but yeah, this was also about to expire, so that's why I got it, and the taste is just really, really spot on. It tastes like completely like this like bologna cold cutty kind of thing, but it's completely vegan. I really, really liked it, and this is not a very typical lunch for me. This is not something I have all the time, but once in a while I just really crave like rye bread with cold cuts, because that's a really standard Danish traditional thing. So yeah, this was kind of like a straight down memory lane, because I usually have like some sort of boiled salad or whatnot. And speaking of boiled salad, that was exactly what I had for dinner. Yeah, I made a crispy salad with potatoes from the freezer and these soy chunks that I fried up in a little bit of oil, liquid smoke and curry. By the way, liquid smoke, if you're like lacking like this kind of grilly barbecuey meat flavor in your soy or in your tofu, liquid smoke, baby. The salad itself consisted of kale and peppers, corn, lettuce, sesame seeds, and then my good old hummus dressing on top. Day 4 was pancake day, and I make pancakes at least once a week. I feel like that has sort of become the standard, and I have this really easy 10-minute vegan pancakes recipe that I will also link down below. I like to top my pancakes up with peanut butter and hemp seeds, and if I have it, some kind of syrup, but I rarely have syrup, honestly, because it's super expensive in Denmark. Jens likes to top off his pancakes with this vegan nut spread that I made by mixing hazelnuts and coconut oil and cocoa powder together in a food processor. And it's also really, really good, but I just really like peanut butter. At lunch I did a bad thing. Like a really bad thing. So I didn't have any more pasta left from my bulk store, and I really don't want to buy pasta in plastic like that. It's one of the things that really just, ooh, I don't want to do that. So I cracked up lasagna sheets to put them in my pasta salad, because lasagna sheets in Denmark often come in cardboard boxes, so you can recycle the packaging very easily, and I'm so going to hell because I enjoyed it so much. It was such a good pasta salad. So I had some kale and some cucumber and some corn. Then I had like these sinful pieces of lasagna sheets. Then I had soy chunks that I had fried up in a little bit of oil, curry and liquid smoke. And then I made a dressing consisting of vegan mayo and curry. It was really, 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 really good. For dinner, I made tacos with pickled red onion, fresh greens, and vegan nuggets. The vegan nuggets, and by the way, these taste just exactly like fast food restaurant nuggets. It's crazy. They are from a brand called Like Meat, and they are also the brand that makes the soy chunks that I like to use, because they come in a cardboard box. I had a bowl of cantaloupe melon a little while later as a snack while I was reading. And that, my friends, was day 4. The breakfast of day 5 was like kind of a combo meal because we both made a classic smoothie that you've seen before, and then we also had the pancakes that we didn't finish the morning before that. So it was like kind of a good combo meal that was very substantial. I liked it. It was nice and good. For lunch we made leftover tacos with the last bits of greens that I had in my fridge. I think my fridge was very empty at this point, but I like to empty my fridge out completely before I start buying new veg and start doing new projects and whatnot. So this was a really cool thing, and I love tacos. I could eat them like all day, every day. For dinner, I tried something completely new. I have never made this before, and I've sort of winged it a little bit, but I did make a recipe if you are interested in making this as well. We made a vegan shepherd's pie, or like a shepherdless pie. Nonetheless, it went really, really well. I found a lot of loose veg in my grocery store, and then these soy bits that you could sort of form into like this cohesive stew. This was not like a super whole foodsy kind of meal, but it was super, super fun to try. It was not a completely traditional shepherd's pie. First of all, because there was no meat in it, but also because I don't think a shepherd's pie has the pie dough in the bottom. I don't know. Jens and I started the day at his place, so we decided to make oatmeal. We have this thing called royal oatmeal where we add vegan butter, peanut butter, chocolate, vanilla, hemp seeds, whatever on top. We have so many different toppings and it's so good. It's almost like a dessert because it's just really, really tasty. For lunch, we had the last bits of shepherdless pie, and I can tell you honestly, it was so good. It's the lasagna syndrome where it actually becomes better by spending a night in the fridge. I am definitely going to make this again. This was such a huge success. Maybe next time I'm going to make it in like smaller bowls so you don't have to cut it, but you can just have your own individual little pie. That could be pretty good, but I'm definitely going to make this again. I was super, super, super excited. For dinner, we decided to support one of the small businesses in our neighborhood, and we decided to get takeout. When we get takeout, we usually get pizza, also because pizza boxes are either recyclable or compostable. We simply cut out the bits where there are grease or like food stains and whatnot on it, and we compost those, and then we recycle the rest as paper recycling. Be prepared to throw up in your mouths. I did this in one of my last What I Eat in a Day videos, or like one of my last vlogs, and you guys didn't seem to like it a lot then, and you're sure as hell not going to like it now either. So let's just do this. My preferred pizza from local pizzerias, because they don't have vegan substitute meats or substitute cheeses or anything, is just dough, tomato sauce, spaghetti, and garlic. And that's it. And that is it. I'm going to pasta hell, that's for certain. I really, really, really like this, and you can rain on my parade all you want. This was delicious, and I'm so happy that we got to support some of our local businesses as well, because a lot of them are really struggling right now. This was this was day number 6. I'm so sorry you had to see me like that. On the last day, I had oatmeal once again, and here you can see some of the ingredients that I use as toppings. Many of them are from bulk, so I'm so happy that I got to do that. And the thing that I use that is packaged is the vegan butter that comes in like this little plastic wrapped paper situation, and that's sort of what happens there. This is so delicious though, let me tell you right now. For lunch, I found miraculously that I had tons of pastas in the back of my pantry that I'd completely forgotten about, because I usually use them in soups. So I decided to use those instead of continuing my cracking up lasagna sheet to use them in dishes mood. I added a pesto. It took me such a long time to find a vegan pesto, because usually pestos has either anchovies or goat's milk or whatever in it. There's so many things that makes it non-vegan, but this variety is vegan, and if you just go to a local supermarket you can definitely find one, I hope. So this is not a very inspired lunch, but this was a very practical lunch. I then fried up the pesto with some garlic and some kale and some spinach. For dinner, I decided to use the rest of my lentil sauce. See, I knew it was going to be practical to have. And I made a big lasagna that I can use for many, many days going forward. And I also had a glass of wine because, you know, treat yourself. The lasagna recipe has tons of steps because lasagna, but I also have a video where I'm making it, and I also have a blog post about that recipe. So if you are interested in learning how to make the vegan cheese sauce or the lentil sauce or any of that stuff, it is already in the description, because I got you, fam. So this was everything that I ate throughout an entire week. As you can see, some of this stuff is packaged and some of this stuff is bulk and some of this stuff is in plastic and some of this stuff is in plastic-free packaging. So this was a very transparent and not perfect zero waste what I eat in a week. But again, no one is perfectly zero waste. My everyday life is not perfectly zero waste, especially not in these times. So sometimes there's a plastic wrapped item, sometimes it's bulk, sometimes it's cardboard, sometimes it's glass, sometimes it's a tin. And if you're interested in knowing the impact of these individual kinds of wrapping, I already have a series on my channel where I go over glass and aluminium and all this kind of stuff. So if you're interested in that, please feel free to find that on my channel. It's not very far away. I hope that you liked this video and this gave you some inspiration to try new and vegan dishes. You don't have to be vegan to try vegan dishes. You can just try, experiment, see that food can be so delicious and amazing and tasty without having animal products in it. This is a great way if you want to start your sustainable journey, because what you put on your plate has a huge impact. So if you're going to try some of these recipes, feel free to DM me or send me a picture or show me how it turned out. I love to see you guys' results. Have a really good day and take good care of yourselves and stay safe these days. Have a good one. See you guys in my next video. Bye. Thank you so much for watching this video, and also a special thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys help me create green zero waste content and I love you guys. You can find the links to my social media accounts down below and the link to my Patreon on this screen. Bye!